Welcome to Through the Lens of Astrology. I'm your host, Heather Arielle, and this show is all about how astrology illuminates the path to take, whether globally when big events happen, or on a more personal level when big events happen in our own daily lives. Astrology illuminates the path. And today's episode is all about Mercury retrograde because, yeah, it's that time of year again. Several times a year, Mercury goes retrograde. And I know a lot of people get a little stressed out over it. I personally, for the most part, I love retrogrades. I look forward to them. And I have really been looking forward to this retrograde because a retrograde, well, as I like to say, if you can RE it, you can do it during a retrograde. Think of words that begin with those two letters, RE. They're not just your friend during a retrograde, they're your best friend. So it's a wonderful time to reflect, to rejuvenate, to recharge. It's a time to exhale, right? So, and we have just been going. We were just that breathless forward momentum with Aries, with Mars and Aries. We're living in revolutionary times, Mars and Uranus explosive. We've really had to deal with so many tense situations over the past year. And even since the election, the last few months have been really volatile. I mean, we're all just exhausted. So that's the good news. Welcome this retrograde because it is a chance for us to catch our breath, to do some deep reflection, and to rejuvenate. Okay, so we're going to do a Mercury retrograde oracle card spread that I created that I love to do during Mercury retrogrades. And I've been doing these on the show every time we've had a Mercury retrograde. So I will be pulling messages that will benefit everyone listening. So, everyone, if you're listening, you're part of Through the Lens of Astrology group. And these messages will be for you of how we can really embrace the rejuvenating energy and to really restore during this retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. What is not in the sign of Aquarius right now? We've got Saturn, we got Jupiter there. Those were big shifts that happened in late December. And then the sun right now is in Aquarius, which just lights everything up. Mercury's been in Aquarius, but when it goes retrograde, it means it's going to be there a little bit longer. And guess what? Come February 1st, Venus enters Aquarius. So it just really means Aquarius energy is elevated. It could not be more elevated right now. So we really want to be embracing in general the gifts of Aquarius. And if you really want to embrace all things Aquarius, you may want to check out my YouTube channel. Go to Arielle's Astrology and check out my video, All Things Aquarius, because I really do a deep dive into Aquarius. And also I do a unique oracle card spread that I developed just to help us manifest Aquarian energy. So since, I mean, almost everything is in Aquarius right now, watch that episode, hear the messages that I did, because those messages can really help you connect to this energy and make the most of it. Because when it doesn't matter whether you have Aquarius or not in your chart, even if you don't, when all of this energy is in Aquarius, those gifts are open to all of us. Now, of course, if you do have Aquarius energy in your chart, those are your astrological superpowers, and you just have even more access to it. It's almost as if they're being really ignited when the energy is in Aquarius. Now, you may want to get out your 2021 Astro Planner workbook. Here, I'll just show you. This is the print. I'm holding up the print version. And the digital version, I have a digital version that is a fillable PDF, and it is actually on sale 30% off. If you want that, you can go to my website, Arielle's Astrology, Arielles, astrology.com. Use the code PLANNER 30, and you'll get 30% off. And I think it's 19.95, so that's a lot. And or you can order the print version through my website or through Amazon. There's because the oracle spreads are in the book. There are lots of astrological activities, and I am referencing it. So some people, some of you may want to follow along. Now, we're going to be doing the oracle card spread that I'm going to be doing is on page 29. And so that's something that I'm going to be doing for the group. And then you may want to do your own spread at home for you. Remember, astrology is full of nuance and duality. So we welcome all of the layers. All right. Now, with Mercury retrograde, as I said, it is really a time for us to catch our breath. And now we all have, I know, it doesn't mean we're all going forward. We all have a million things we're doing. But what I say is if you can, just incorporate into your life while Mercury is retrograde. It begins January 30th. So for February, really try to connect, and I would say reconnect because of the reconnect to your spiritual routine, to activities that help you reflect and restore and rejuvenate. So this is, I mean, yeah, this is meditation. This is spending time in nature, but this is also taking care of yourself, because when we think about Aquarius, yes, we have what Mercury retrograde is recommended, but then we want to look at the sign that it's in. So if we want to make the most of a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and I'll hold this up. If we want to do it, and this card, I should say, is from my Oracle deck, The Fundamentals of Astrology, that I co-created with artist Tom Cummins. And you see Aquarius, just to do a quick check-in, I like to capture the essence. You can even use these as flashcards. If you want to reconnect instantly to your energy, or to your astrological energy, or to the energy going on in the sky, pull out the card that represents you or represents the energy. And if you just read what's on the card, it's an immediate, oh, yeah, that's right. To thine own self be true. I love that. And that's from Hamlet. It's Polonius says that. And what a great quote. No one sees the world quite the way you do. Celebrate your unique voice and one of a kind style. So that means Aquarius energy is all about us getting in touch with our most original qualities. It's also, flip the card, it's deeply humanitarian. So you can just pull that out. If you forget, oh, yeah, what is the essence of some energy? Pull the card out and the message will be right on the card itself. So Aquarius also, it's about science, it's about technology, and it is about alternative healing modalities. So if we really want to rejuvenate during a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, reconnect to your personal favorite healing modality. Now that's, maybe I love acupuncture. I do a lot of acupuncture. I also do a lot of I have a lot of Ayurvedic practices. I do an Abhyanga, which you just get hot oil in the morning and then after your shower, and you sort of cup. It's so simple. You just put the oil and just kind of cup your body like this, and just the cupping stimulates your immune system. We had Dr. Jeffrey Dan on, an acupuncturist, and he talked about how when you cup your body like this, you're stimulating your immune system. So I do Ayurvedic practices, I do meditation, I spend time in nature, I love acupuncture. But whatever, there are so many alternative healing modalities. Just connect to the one that speaks to you. You'll get extra benefit from it when you do it during a retrograde. It's also a wonderful time to take a look at your environment, and is it how you want it? And if not, embrace feng shui or embrace vastu shastra. They're both, if you look into those, they give you all these wonderful suggestions of how can you create your environment to really make you feel supported and vital and nourished. So that's also a wonderful thing. I always kind of do a check-in with, sometimes I rearrange my furniture. I just, that's a great Mercury retrograde thing to do. You want to reconnect with all of that, because any change that you make is going to help restore you, because we all get, we get going, we're going forward, we're going so fast, and as I've said, we have really been going fast, just breathlessly moving forward with all the events that's been going on. And it's really, this is just luxuriate. You can also luxuriate because Mars is in Taurus right now. That means we are encouraged to take actions that are Taurian. Taurian actions are all about embracing earthly pleasures, okay? Connecting with the natural world. And that's also, massage. It's making sure the textures, the clothes that you're wearing, they feel good. The Abhyanga is a Taurus exercise. Anything that is a physical touch that speaks to your senses and brings pleasure to your senses, that falls under Taurus. And Taurus is also beautiful energy to help slow us down. Now we had that explosive Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and finally Mars is past that. And the further it separates, it's going to be a little bit easier for us to connect to the imbalanced Taurus energies. So I love a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, which is really going to help us embrace our alternative healing modalities and unique ways of thinking, and then connect to the natural world and just luxuriate. Give yourself permission, pamper yourself with Mars and Taurus. Let's take actions that pamper ourselves as much as we can. I know we're all so busy. Some of us are going to have more time to do this than others, but even if it's just 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, at least take at least that small moment each day to really do something, pamper yourself, allow yourself to exhale and reflect. Now, Aquarius is also, because it's about technology. Okay, yeah, Mercury retrogrades in general can be a little tricky when it comes to that, even more so with Aquarius. So I would just say with that, just be when you do the technology, spend a little more time with it, make sure you're prepared, have some backup plans. If you send a message to somebody and you don't hear back, I often send a second message because you just want to make sure that person got it. Or sometimes they're coming in so fast they don't even register, so you want to check back in. It's a wonderful time to reconnect with people. And Aquarius is all about friends. So reconnect with your friends, reconnect with the group. Aquarius is group energy. So a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, we've all been very isolated, right? And the vaccine is going around. This is a wonderful time to start to re-engage with the group, reconnect with the group. And also, because it is an air sign, as I've talked about, it's all about what are we thinking. And Mercury, here's the card for Mercury. Mercury is all about the mind. Mercury is about our thoughts, how we think. So when Mercury goes retrograde in an air sign, we really get an extra benefit when we meditate or when we keep a journal. Be present with your thoughts. Really say, okay, what are you thinking about? And you want, because Aquarius also is connected to the 11th house, which is the house of hopes and dreams. This is the house, so I say Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, reconnect to your deepest desires. Your real, this is the wish house. So Aquarius rules wishes. Think about in the tarot, it's connected to the star card. It's the star card is the wish card, right? So this is really a time to be present with our thoughts, reconnect to our deepest desires, and honor our thoughts and know that thoughts are things and we can manifest. My goodness, with all of this energy in Aquarius, Saturn, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, Venus, oh my gosh, we can manifest like that. So think about your passions, have love in your heart, surround yourself and everyone you love with love, because energy will just manifest so quickly. Now, because Uranus is connected to Aquarius, Uranus is actually genius. It's having wonderful eureka moments. Okay, so Uranus gives Aquarius that that genius quality. It's very intellectual energy and independent thinking. So when the more that you are reflective during a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, the more of those Uranian eureka moments you will have. Light bulbs will go off. So I mean, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm going to be meditating. I'm going to be doing my Abhyanga, because just getting back to doing that every day, really being present, journaling. I plan to do so much writing during this retrograde. Be present with your thoughts, articulate them, journal them. And because also now this is electrifying energy. So that means thoughts can hit you like a bolt of lightning. So, but write them down, keep a journal, because sometimes they they go as quickly as they come. So you want to honor those beautiful independent thoughts. And if you've been having some issues where you're thinking, well, how do I solve this, or you're feeling frustrated with something, you can really break free with a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius if you give yourself that time for deep reflection. And it's not about solving the issues during the retrograde. It's about opening your mind to alternative solutions, alternative unique solutions, brainstorming, being reflective, uh, putting them together in a journal. And then once Mercury goes direct, then you can think about all the wonderful ways to implement that energy. So, yeah. Oh, wow. And then Venus, I do want to say, I should just go ahead and mention Venus and Aquarius, February 1st. That is wonderful. Now, if you have Venus and Aquarius, that means that's wonderful. It really means what you will fall in love with. You don't just admire genius or independent thinking. You actually find it. You fall in love with that. That helps you fall in love with somebody because of those reasons. And also if Aquarius is, if you have Venus or Mars in Aquarius, you're going to then find. A genius and a really real independent thinkers sexy, and you're going to fall in love with them. So that means even if you don't have Venus in Aquarius, well, Venus is in Aquarius, intellectual ideas and independent thinking is elevated. So we're all just globally, it's a little bit easier for us to open our hearts and really have love in our hearts for original thinkers, original people, because we want to be celebrating originality, not just our own, but we want to celebrate others when they really reveal their true colors. It's really important that we enter into a place of non-judgment and we say, okay, you're you, I'm me, and boy, are we so different. But we're going to contribute our individual qualities, and we're going to benefit the group. We're all part of the same group, but we're all so different. And with all of this energy in Aquarius, that in particular, that idea is being illuminated. So really be open to recognizing how different we all are, but that we can still form a group, we can still work together, we can still benefit one another. And so there are a lot of really wonderful uh, uh, things that can come out of a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. So during a retrograde, if you can RE it, you can do it. All words that begin with RE are not just your friend, but they're your best friends. We really want to restore, rejuvenate, reflect. It's a chance to slow down. It's a chance to slow down a little bit. And I am really ready. I'm going to do some major detoxing. I personally like to do fasting. Now I should bring that up. It's a great time to detox. So if there's any type of diet you like to do that you feel rejuvenates you, I love to fast. Now, I work with a functional medicine doctor. So I'm not telling anybody, I am not giving medical advice. I am not a doctor. But if you're interested in, go find a functional medicine doctor and find detoxing tools that doctor recommends for you. Personally, my doctor recommended fasting for me. I love it. So I'm going to do a major fast. I'm trying to do a 3-week one. We'll see. I'll let you know how that one goes. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I really am ready for a complete rejuvenation mentally, physically, emotionally, because I'll tell you, it's been some breathless time. It's been some real breathless time. And I'm just now starting to just wrap my arms around that gorgeous, luxuriating Mars and Taurus. And all of us, we want to take Taurian actions. And that's also actions that are in complete alignment with our values, actions that feel good. So, yeah, actions that feel good. Okay, so, all right, let's go ahead and let's do a rejuvenating Mercury retrograde spread. So in the 2021 Astro Planner and Workbook, you can go to page 28 and 29 if you want to follow along or if you want to do it at home. I'm just going to shuffle the cards. All right, and we're going to we're picking messages that we're going to embrace these messages, and they're really going to help us to make the most of this retrograde energy. All right. So the first card is our focus of reflection. And as a group, and if you're listening, yeah, you're part of the group. So these messages are for you and they're for me. I'm part of the group. I lead the group, but I'm not above the group. I'm part of the group. Okay, so the focus of reflection. And remember, I know I'm doing new spreads each week. Astrology is full of nuance and duality. We want to layer, right? We want to layer these. So these don't invalidate the beautiful Aquarian messages we received last week. These are just in addition. These are some messages to take in to get the most out of the retrograde energy. Okay. All right. So the focus of our reflection. Okay. Oh my gosh. Water. Water. You know what? This came up. This has been coming up for us. All right. The focus of our reflection is water. Water is all about how we feel. It is about compassion and empathy. Let's look at what the card says. I second that emotion. I love that song. Your emotions are awakening. Feel the full force of your compassion and empathy. Wow. Okay. So this is encouraging all of us during the retrograde. Because think about it. We're kind of torn apart as a country, right? There's so much anger. My goodness, there's so much anger, so many people. Yeah, the disagreement has just, it's gone beyond disagreement. And so this means we can really put healing energy into the world to connect to our compassion, our empathy, share it, open our heart center. Now, I will say, Aquarius is the most attached. It is not just air, it is the most attached air. So that means let's not go too much into our thoughts where we want to stay connected to our hearts. It's mind, body. We want to connect. So this water card is telling us, okay, everything, I mean, even though so much energy is in the sign of airy, detached, intellectual Aquarius, make sure you stay connected to your heart center, to your feelings. Feel deeply and then share your feelings. And make sure that we have love for everybody. And I talk about that. I know when people disagree or they're cruel to us, it's hard, but we want to wrap everyone in our love. We want to visualize that because that's how we're going to come together and that's how we're going to heal. So feeling compassion and empathy is our focus of reflection for this Mercury retrograde. That could just not be more fitting for what we've all been through. My goodness, for what the country's been through. And this is our time to heal so we can really go forward once we get out of this retrograde. Okay, now, so the second card is focus of the area of reconnection. Okay, this area is really, it's saying this is an area that we're going to want to reconnect to. Okay, okay, area to reconnect. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. All right, Mercury. Okay. Well, my goodness. And a Mercury retrograde for an air sign, if we need to if Mercury's going to help us reconnect, well, this is pretty obvious. You know what this means? We need to use our words and reach out and talk to people. So this is not only reconnect to your ideas, keep that journal, as I've talked about, honor what you're thinking and reconnect to your thoughts. Write, teach, learn, but also this is reach out, talk to your friends, talk to your family, communicate. When you get the Mercury, it means share what you're thinking with others. And of course, that's going to help you reconnect, right? We've all been really isolated. So you embrace Mercury in a Mercury retrograde and reach out. It's wonderful to reconnect with people you know. Let them know, hey, this is how I'm doing. How are you doing? And strengthen. So that's a beautiful area to reconnect. That's beautiful. Okay, now I'm making a star. I'm going to upload this and you'll see the pattern. It's a star pattern. Okay, so now the area to reignite. Ooh, what are we going to reignite? Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, area to reignite. All right. Ooh, Taurus. Okay. Well, this makes a lot of sense. I was just talking about Mars in Taurus. Okay. We are going to reignite with Taurian energy. And this is we've really suffered the most we've because with what's happened since the pandemic. Taurus energy is all about the senses. It's all about the food we eat. What is the taste of food? The textures, what things feel like, what things smell like. We want to pamper ourselves with this. And during the pandemic, we have all suffered most from the Taurus. Uh, we've not been able to engage in the earthly pleasures. In those, we've been going without a lot of these things. And I had said before, Mars and Taurus, that makes us all, we want to take Taurian actions. Whatever sign Mars is in, we crave actions that are Taurus. So this is saying we need to reignite. This is time to make sure to reignite Taurus energy, embrace earthly pleasures, pamper yourself. If you're with your honey bun, let your honey bun give you an Abhyanga massage. If not, you could, do it for yourself. It still feels good. So, you want to find ways to really embrace the earthly pleasures. And also, Taurus is about value, right? So reignite your values. Say, this is who I am, this is what I believe in, and feel passionate about that. Reignite your values and connect to your stamina. It says, cornucopia of riches, be tenacious. Don't give up. This is no time to give up, okay? We're reflective, right? But this is no time to give up. So, retrogrades can stimulate worry, actually. So, people get a little worried and there's a sense of urgency and you feel, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, everything's going to fall apart. And oftentimes we think that there's a problem. Okay, yeah, there's often a problem, but it's very hard to figure out what that problem is in a retrograde. So we often kind of think of whatever we think is the problem is not really the problem. So don't run away with your thoughts. Okay. Taurus is saying ground yourself. Taurus is slow and stable and steady. So if we want to reignite Taurus energy in us, yeah, we want to pamper ourselves. We want to start to luxuriate again. We want to honor our values and we want to stay grounded, okay? And to slow down a little bit and to enjoy the slowdown. Okay, wow. All right. And definitely, if this means, reignite with Taurus people. If you know people, my gosh, this is like everybody in my life. As someone with Scorpio rising, yeah, a lot of people have Taurus energy in my life. So if you know people who have Taurus energy, yeah, connect with them. They're of special benefit. That beautiful. And if you have Taurus energy, share your beautiful, stable, solid energy with others, because you can help ground people. You can help people enjoy earthly pleasures. So if you're listening and you resonate to Taurus, share your Taurus energy with others right now. It can be very, very grounding. Okay, now, all right, an area to refine. Oh, yeah. Retrogrades are so beautiful when we want to make an adjustment, right? We don't have to, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's a refinement. If we can refine, it's really beautiful. So, okay, here is an area to refine. Okay. Okay. Oh, seventh house. Okay. So seventh house. All right. Now this represents all one-on-one partnerships, personal, professionals. This is romantic. So if you're married, if you have a significant honey bun, okay, seventh house. If you have a business partner, seventh house, and a best friend, your closest friends, seventh house. Well, all right. If we need to refine this means go ahead, take this retrograde and go through all of your one-on-one relationships, be present with them, and really say, okay. And since all the energies in Aquarius, this is what you ask yourself. Is this relationship, is your marriage, is your business partner, is your best friend, okay? Are they really honoring the most original parts of you? Do those relationships really make you feel free? Do they really help you to be your original self? Because that's when all the energies in Aquarius, that's what really needs to happen right now. You need to be true to you, and you need to have, because those intimate partnerships, it is so important. They have such an influence over us. So that does mean, this is saying there's some refinement needed. So that doesn't mean you have to throw them out. Okay. Sometimes in a retrograde, you do revisit relationships. You say, yeah, I don't think it is. And then coming out of the retrograde, you can get out of that. But it does mean that there's going to be at least one relationship that needs refinement, that there needs to be an adjustment. And if we use our words and communication, part of that is saying, hey, maybe I don't feel as free as I'd like in this relationship. What are some activities? What could we do? What are some adjustments we could make so I feel freer? Or, you know what, I don't feel that you're completely honoring my most original parts. Because sometimes we judge, right? We're a little judgmental we say, oh, well, that's just eccentric, or that's, I want you to be more normal, right? So we also need to be really loving and tolerant of those most original parts. So, we go back to what Aquarius is all about. Celebrate you, to thine own self be true. So, all right, that's the refinement. So it doesn't mean every relationship, but this means be reflective, reflect on all your relationships, and see if you can bring in the freedom and the unique qualities of Aquarius. And if not, then, in those relationships, because you really, you need to feel free, and you need to be honored for who you are, not trying to, somebody making you too traditional. Okay. All right. Now, path to rejuvenation. Looking forward to that. Okay. All right. If we embrace this energy, we will embrace a beautiful path to rejuvenation. Okay. I'm like so ready. I am so ready for this retrograde. Okay. Path to rejuvenation. Okay. Amen. Oh, oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, folks. Wow. All right. The 11th house reversed. The 11th house reversed. This is the wish card. This is the house that Aquarius, Uranus, 11th house. Yeah, they're all connected. And so embrace your heart's desires. Your deepest hopes and wishes are coming true. Express gratitude for these answered prayers. All right, the path to rejuvenation for everyone listening. And I talked about this. We all really need to connect to our deepest passions. All right. There's no reason to settle in life. Okay. Sometimes we think, well, I can't really have what I want. This is good enough. It's like, this is probably as good as it gets. And okay, I'm okay with that. I'm going to settle. No. The 11th house is the wish house. It's saying we're not here to settle. We do not reincarnate to settle. Okay. That's not how we grow and transform. So this what a beautiful. I'm so moved by this message. I have to say. I'm really moved by this spread. Okay. We are going to really rejuvenate. This is going to be a very powerful Mercury retrograde for this group. Okay? We're going to open our heart big time. This is the focus of reflection. We are going to communicate our ideas and we communicate. When you get water and Mercury, it's also saying communicate your feelings to others. We reincarnate to embrace the earthly plane. Taurus reminds us of that, why we're here. And we're going to really perfect and refine our relationships. Also, when you get Taurus 7th house, that means your relationships, they really have to resonate to your values. So that's another thing, is that not only do they need to honor your unique qualities and help you feel free, but your one-on-one relationships, they must honor your values. Okay. And this to top it off. So don't settle. We're supposed to be shooting for the stars. Okay. So reflect, journal your thoughts, give yourself time to reflect, rejuvenate through some detoxing activities, and reconnect to your deepest desires, because thoughts are things. By reconnecting to them and writing them down and articulating them, they will manifest. And manifesting, it's easier now than ever to manifest. Everything is in air. Everything is in air right now. Saturn, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, Venus, February 1st. So, what you think will come true. And we are really supposed to be connecting to our deepest desires. I'm really moved by this spread, I have to say. Okay. All right. So that is, wow, a beautiful Mercury retrograde spread. And if you want to follow along, if you want to do it at home, page 29 on the Astro Planner workbook. And, go to Arielle's Astrology, Arielles, astrology.com. You can download the PDF fillable version. It's 30% off. And I also want to tell you about, I have a Retrogrades Reimagined workshop. Boy, oh boy, I'm very excited about that. That is February 6th. And with the cards that we just got, sign up for that. It's going to be very powerful. And I'm going to really go through your chart, right? And I'm going to take you through every Mercury, Venus, Mars retrograde for the next year. And you're going to find out how it impacts you, which house it activates, because that's also really, really important, because that's an area of experience. Now, that workshop is February 6th. That's a Saturday. It's 2:00 Eastern time. Go to Arielle's Astrology, Arielles, astrology.com. Go to the Learn tab. You'll find my workshops. Sign up. They're $25. They come with a workbook that you download. That's part of it. And it's going to be a really powerful workshop, because we've been through so much and all the energy is there now for us to really manifest. that air energy in Aquarius, alternative, unique ideas, real rejuvenation, embracing alternative healing modalities. It's really powerful. So sign up for that. Okay, now, all right. Now, in addition, okay, some of you have asked for some messages, so I want to honor those messages. Okay, Ashok. Okay, hi, Ashok. All right, Ashok has asked for an inspirational message. Okay, Ashok. All right, so this is going to be a special message just for you, just to embrace this energy. Okay, amen. All right, Ashok. Okay, Ashok. Well, you got a lot going on. All right, the Ascendant. Boy, this is the most public card. This is you're in the limelight. When you get the Ascendant, it is your time to shine. It says, well, it really does say that's the message on the card, in the limelight. Oh, the spotlight is on you. It is your time to shine. This is the most public energy. So this means whatever you're doing, if you're doing a project, get it out there, publicize it. Okay. It could also be maybe you want to go public with a relationship. That happens with the Ascendant. The Ascendant means whatever you're doing, you want other people to know about it, whether it's a project, a job, a relationship. And it means other people are supposed to know about it. So spread the word, be very public right now. And also know when you get this card, also know that what you're doing is being noticed by others. So yeah, so put your best foot forward, definitely with the Ascendant. And oh, you know what I should say? I've been getting some messages because some of you, you're working with these cards at home, and had a couple of questions of how to use it. Okay, so say you have this card, you pull this card for yourself at home. Remember, everything is so easy to look up in these cards come with a 300-page guidebook. Everything is color coded. So this is an angle and it has a dark blue border. And if you look at the side of this, it's very easy. You'll see all these colors here. All you have to do is go to the color coded section in the book, go to the dark blue section. You can look, I mean, you can just find, look how easily I found that. And then remember, because you're getting an instant hit when you look at this message. But if you want to get the full, I mean, I'm telling you obviously because I'm doing it. But if you're at home and you want to get the full message, look it up. There are additional messages in the 300-page guidebook, and you want to read them. You want it because it's all about developing your intuition. Sometimes all of the messages apply, and sometimes it's really only one message. So you got to read them. Embrace that energy. It's all about how can we be present with the energy. And that's if you use this deck, it helps us to be present with the energy. Okay. All right. So Ashok, you got the Ascendant. All right. Okay. Now we have Madeline. Okay, Madeline. Okay. Okay, Madeline. All right, Madeline. Okay. Oh, Madeline. Okay, Madeline, Capricorn. All right. When you get the Capricorn card, it is time to manifest and it's time to be the mountain goat. As it says, climb every mountain. It's time to be the mountain goat and begin your ascent. Now, Capricorn, this is really saying, go ahead, whatever you're thinking, if you're trying to implement a project, if you're trying to perfect a relationship, whatever you're trying to do, just take one step at a time. You want to create a firm foundation. You want to be practical. You want to try to take practical steps in a more methodical way. This is not about running or racing or finishing first. Okay. This is about slow. Capricorn's a little slower energy. It slows us down. So every step we take is solid and we can create a solid foundation. Now, Madeline, this also means maybe you know Capricorns in your life. Okay. Now, now if you're a Capricorn, this is your superpower. Really embrace it. But if you know Capricorns in your life, reach out to them. They could be of benefit to you. Okay. Okay. Okay, Jackie. Okay, so this one's for Jackie. And I'll do as many as I can. Okay. Okay. I really value that you all reach out and ask for questions. I mean, ask for messages and send me your questions. Okay, Jackie. Okay. Ooh, Jackie, fixed. Okay. So this is a modality. This is very, very strong energy. It says, hold fast to your dreams. You're capable of intense, prolonged, focused energy. Embrace your passions. You will triumph. This is whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing it. Okay. This is forward momentum. Okay. But it's again, this is not fast. Okay. So, but this is saying, Jackie, whatever you're doing, you are on the right track. Okay. You're not supposed to take a course correction. You're not going to veer off course. You're not going to change. You're not going to throw out what you're doing. You're going to keep doing what you're doing and you're going to recommit. You are going to recommit to what you're doing. And if you have to slow down, okay, that's okay. But you really want to connect to that tenacity and say, you've got the stamina. You may feel that you can't possibly finish a project that you're doing or something like that. When you get this, it says, you will finish it. You need to finish it. Just connect to this energy, connect to your stamina, and you remind yourself that you do have the stamina to reach the finish line. Okay. That's for Jackie. Okay, we have time for a couple more. Okay, Iman. Okay, Iman. Okay. And I'm pretty sure this is the Iman I know. Even though you didn't give me your last name. Okay. Okay, Iman, let's get you a message. Okay. Amen. Oh my gosh. Okay, Iman. All right. Well, I happen to know you have Taurus in your chart. So this is really saying this is your superpower right now. Okay. So when you get the card that you resonate, if you resonate strongly to the energy of the card you pick, this is your superpower. Embrace it. Remind yourself, love your energy. I'm always saying, view your chart as a beautiful gift you give yourself, right? Because it's yours and that energy is open to you every day. All energy is beautiful when we are in balance with it. It's all about when we're present, it's a little bit easier to stay in balance. And a retrograde, I love that we have several Mercury retrogrades a year, because if we reconnect to our spiritual routine, to our detox routine, to being reflective, it allows us to really center ourselves again and to reorient, and so then it brings us back into balance. We can regain equilibrium during a retrograde. So Iman, luxuriate, pamper yourself. Pamper yourself with this energy, and because I know that you've got this energy in your chart. um Love it, and stick with what you're doing. Again, this is fixed energy. You have the stamina. Be tenacious. Follow through with your plans and definitely embrace earthly pleasures. Okay. Okay, we have time for a couple more. Okay, Manish. Okay, Manish. Okay, this message is for Manish. Okay. One almost flew out. Okay. And we know when they fly out, you take them, right? You take them. Okay, Manish. All right, amen. Oh, Manish, Libra. Okay, all about collaboration, equality, balancing the scales, grace, wit, elegance. You want to embrace collaboration. You also want to look at partner. When you get the Libra card, look at partnerships in your life and make sure that they resonate to Libra energy. Make sure they're equal. And if not, work to balance the scales. Also, embrace your assertive diplomacy. Embrace your charm and wit. And this is air. So if, embrace Libra right now, this really complements all the Aquarian energy. And this is saying, make sure that you're communicating. If you get Libra during a Mercury retrograde, you want to, Manish, you really want to uh, communicate with your partners and try to reconnect with them through through charm, diplomacy. This is negotiating energy. Okay. And maybe you need to do a negotiation to feel a little freer or to make sure each person is really honoring the other person. And this is also saying green light to collaborations. Think about people you may want to partner up with or collaborate with. And, part of the Aquarius, part of the Aquarian spread last week actually had we had descendant, we had Libra energy. So as a group, we are being encouraged to really partner up and collaborate. So you've really got this message, Manish. Okay. Okay, so we have time for another one. Okay. So this one is going to be for Gloria. Okay, Gloria. Okay. 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 Right on. Oh, first house. Okay, Gloria. All right, this is the house of self-reliance. It says, first house, embrace the self-starter in you and initiate your dream project. This is the do-it-yourself house. Okay, first house begins your chart, right? It is an active fire house. So yeah, for you, whatever you're thinking of doing, you don't need anyone to come along and say, yeah, Gloria, that's a good idea. Why don't you do that? Or I'll help you with that. No. Whatever you're thinking right now, Gloria, whatever project that you're thinking of doing, it says do it. You don't need permission. When you get the first house, this is self-starting energy. You do it yourself. And if you want a partner, then you go out and you ask that partner and you say, hey, I have a great idea. Do you want to partner up? No, that's fine because you're using your individual initiative. But you don't wait. You don't wait for things to happen. If you're supposed to be embracing first house energy, you want to connect and honor your individual initiative and you want to be self-reliant and you want to do it yourself. This is a green light, Gloria, okay? This reminds us we're lit from within. You always hear me say that. Yeah, we're lit from within. Do it yourself. Okay, and that's about all the time we have for messages. But I'm so glad we got to a few of those. I hope you all found those very helpful. And I'm going to be putting up the Mercury retrograde spread. Those messages for everyone listening. I have to say I was especially moved by that spread because I'd even talked about how Aquarius energy is all about connecting to our wishes, to not settling. It's not about settling. It's not about normalizing behavior. It is about honoring our most original parts, having the courage to honor, to be eccentric, to be true to ourself, which takes a lot of courage. That's the rebellious quality. That's why it's rebellious, Aquarius. And we're not supposed to settle. That's not how we're going to transform. We reincarnate to learn as much as we can, to transform. And we transform by really connecting to our deepest hopes and dreams and pursuing them. And that's how we transform. And by connecting with others who support our deepest hopes and dreams, because then they're going to help make our dreams come true. Right. And so that's what I'm so moved by that spread. It's exactly, these are the messages we all need right now. This is going to really help us recover, rejuvenate, restore as we go forward. So I'm just going to do a little, I'm going to do a quick little meditation because that was so powerful to bring us all in. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, all right. And you can just visualize this. Yeshua, angels and guides. I just want to bring everyone listening into a beautiful healing bubble. And I want to surround everyone in green light because green light is especially healing and rejuvenating. And I just want that green light to hug us all, surround us, know that we are all so safe and protected. And I am visualizing and holding everyone, everyone in my heart, and I'm sending my love out to all of you and really asking for that beautiful green light to surround us all and help us all to honor and love our most original parts, to be true to ourselves, to really connect to our deepest desires, knowing that thoughts are things, and that more than ever, with all this energy in Aquarius, thoughts are things, when what we think will manifest. So let's think beautiful, loving thoughts that are connected to our deepest desires, that are in alignment with our values. So then we can put beautiful healing energy out into the world, and also to help capture and really connect to our eureka genius moments. Because, yeah, everyone listening, you're going to have them. You're going to have them during this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. Honor them, write them down, honor your thoughts because they really are things. And that's our show. Until next time, enjoy and embrace transformation.